All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. You guys know I love a good head scratcher, and you have definitely delivered this time. We're going to be tackling this whole relativity of simultaneity thing, and let me tell you, this one's got my head spinning a little bit. But hey, that's what we do here, right? We jump right into the deep end. And to help us navigate these choppy waters, we've got some seriously fascinating source material to work with. Right off the bat, it throws this idea of space-time at us, this whole four-dimensional grid, where everything that ever was and ever will be is just like hanging out. It's wild. It's like the ultimate cosmic stage, right?
Yeah. That's a really cool way to think about it. See, we're so used to thinking of time and space as these separate things, but this source does a great job of showing us just how deeply connected they truly are. Space-time isn't just like the container for stuff, it's more like the fabric of the universe itself. You know, it's not just where things happen, it's woven into when they happen too.
Okay. I think I'm starting to get. So space-time's like the canvas. But then, just when I thought I was catching on, things get even crazier because the source throws this whole Lorentz transformation thing at us. They even call it a squeeze-stretch rotation of space-time.
Yeah.
And honestly, that sounds a little too much like modern art to me, and I got to be honest, I'm not sure I totally get it. Can you maybe unpack that a little for us?
Absolutely. So imagine you're watching a train go by. Someone on the train might measure the length of a train car a bit differently than someone standing on the platform, right? Well, the Lorentz transformation is kind of like that, but for space-time. It's a mathematical tool that helps us understand how our measurements of space and time can actually change depending on our motion relative to something else. It shows us that our measurements of time and distance, they actually transform based on our velocity.
Whoa, hold on. So it's not just that things look different from different perspectives. You're saying the math actually shows us they are different. I mean, that completely changes how we think about, reality itself and brings us to the really juicy stuff, the relativity of simultaneity. Our source puts it pretty bluntly. Simultaneity is relative. So something that looks like it's happening at the exact same time to me might not be the same for someone else who's moving differently, right?
You got it. And to really wrap our heads around that, we can look at that example with the exploding boxes that the source talks about. Picture this. You're on a train, moving super fast, and lightning strikes the front and the back of the train at the exact same time, at least. That's what it looks like from your point of view inside the train. But now, imagine someone standing on the platform watching the train zoom by. Because of the train's motion, they would actually see the lightning strike at the front of the train first, and then the back of the train a split second later. The order of events, what we perceive as simultaneous, is relative.
Wait, so just to be totally clear, because the person on the platform is in a different frame of reference, like their position and speed are different from the person on the train. They experience those same events, those lightning strikes, in a totally different order. It totally changes how they perceive the sequence of events. That's just, wow, mind-blowing.
Exactly. And, this all ties back to another crucial point our source makes. There's no universal clock in the universe.
Whoa. You're saying there's no cosmic timekeeper making sure everything is in sync for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like we all have our own personal clocks, and they're influenced by where we are and how fast we're moving in space-time. That's both incredibly cool and kind of messing with my head a little bit.
It really challenges our everyday understanding of time, right? But think about it. If time is relative, if our perception of now is fluid and depends on our frame of reference, that raises some pretty profound questions.
No kidding. If what we perceive as happening first can actually change based on who's looking, then how can we even talk about cause and effect in any absolute way? That's a question for the ages, my friend. I have a feeling philosophers and physicists will be wrestling with that one for centuries to come.
It's a question with huge implications. And it all comes down to this really fundamental idea. There's no single definitive truth when it comes to time. How we experience it, how we perceive when things happen and in what order, it's always shaped by our own individual perspective, our own unique location within the grand fabric of space-time. And that, I think, is one of the most beautiful and humbling things about the universe we live in.
I have to say, I'm walking away from this conversation with more questions than answers. I feel like I need to go sit with this for a while and just let it all sink in. But that's the beauty of these deep dives, right? They challenge us to expand our thinking, to question what we thought we knew. And on that note, I think it's time for a coffee break. I think my brain needs a refill after all that. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through space-time, everyone. Until next time, keep those minds open and those questions coming.